ABC Kinderteach presents Alphabet City, written by Stephen T. Johnson. Alright, somewhere in this picture is the letter A. Do you see it? Let me give you a little bit of a hint. Okay, alright. Of course, and finally, yes, there is the uppercase letter A right there. Alright, this one is a bit harder. Do you see a B? It's a bit funny looking, but there is a B there. Do you see it? Yes, right there. Now, if you break the B into two pieces, the top half looks like a D, and the bottom half looks like a D. But if you put the two together, it looks like a B. So a B, boy, B, looks a lot like two D's on top of each other. Oh, well, before we do C, I'm going to show you the O first. Do you see the O? But if you only take a part of the O, you come up with the C. There's the C. Alright, here is D. This one is pretty easy. D. Do you see it? And you have an E, but you could also kind of have an F too. But here is the E, yes. But if we only look at the top part, we have an F. You say, well, what's the difference? Well, the E has this line here. The F does not. That's the only difference, really. And there's F. Do you see it? But there's also another letter somewhere in here, an X. It's a bit funny looking, but you can see it if you look for it. Yes, there it is, an X. G. This one is a little bit harder to see. And there it is, right there. Do you see that? G. Now this H has also an L, an E, and an F. So let's find the H first. Do you see it? Yeah. Now what about the L? Okay. What about the E? Okay. And finally, what about the F? Remember, the F is just the E without the bottom on it. Yes, right there, F. I. Oh, this one is easy. But there's also maybe a piece of the letter T as well. So here is the I. But it also could be a T if you did not include this piece of it. Because look at the I is just a T without the bottom on it. J. Oh, there's that one's pretty easy. J. K, pretty easy. K. The L. This one is just a bit harder to see, just a bit. There it is right there, L. M. This really looks like a lowercase m because it's rounded. So I think it's really more like this than an uppercase M. But it could also be an N, really a lowercase n. And I'm going to show you that in just a second. And there is the lowercase n, a bit like this. But if you put it next to this one, it looks like an M. So an M is almost like two of these squished together. N equals M. Oh, and of course we have an N. And there's a piece of it. There's a piece of it. And there's a piece of it. There's the N. N as in no. Oh, this one is so easy. There it is right there. P. There's actually two P's here, and of course there's also a D hidden in them as well. And there's the first P, there's the second P, and where is the D? There's a D, but if we add a tail to the D's, they look like P's. Do you see how that worked? Okay. Q. This Q just is a little bit funny looking. You have the O, and then here's the slash for the Q. So it looks like an O with a slash through it right there. There's the O, and that makes it a Q. R. R also has really a D in it and a P in it. And I'm going to show you that in just a minute. There's the R. It really is supposed to be way over here, this line is, but it looks really funny if you put the line over there. So I kind of moved it over, kind of cheated just a little bit. And of course, the top part is really just a D, right? And if you have the top part, the D, with a line down, you make a P, and what makes it an R is this line right here. S. Pretty simple there. S. There's your S. T. Yes, T right there. T. U. Oh, that one's so easy. U. Oh, V. Also, you could say that there's a Y there too. But let's do the V first. There's the V. If you want to make it a Y, you just add this line to it. See? V with the line down. That makes it a Y. V, Y. W also is made of two V's, and I'll show you that in just a minute. There's the first V. There's the second V, and you put them together and they make a W. Some people say it's a W. Either way is okay. X. Oh, this one's simple. But there's also a V in there as well. There's your X. And then just the top part is a V. If you look at just that, it's like a V. So it's like a V going this way, and it's almost like an upside down V in the bottom. Y, and you also have V. There's your V, and there is the tail that makes it a Y. And of course Z, pretty easy. The first part, second part, third part, and we have a Z.